In this video, I'm going to show you how to complete the quality management plan, the table or template. And you can see there's three columns here. The first is what is going to be measured. The second is what characteristics are going to be measured. And the third is what quality control processes will be used to measure and monitor quality. So the example we'll use is a 3-course dinner. So going back to some examples we've had was the Christmas party. At the Christmas party, one of the deliverables was a 3-course dinner. So we're going to use that for our purposes today. So now we've got to come up with what would mean a quality 3-course dinner. How would we know that the 3-course dinner is in fact the quality that we expect? Now I want to start this off by putting down a common mistake that's made. So you might first think that if you're going to have a quality dinner, you want to have quality ingredients. That makes sense, doesn't it? Unfortunately, this is wrong, and I'll explain why. So what we're trying to do here is define what quality means. So to say quality ingredients really doesn't tell me what I'm looking for. What do quality ingredients actually mean? So we need to make this into a checklist that can be used. So for example, one measure of a quality ingredient could be that the food is fresh. Fresh food may equal quality food. So we never have anything here that says quality. If there's a word quality in this column, it's incorrect. You've got to define what the word quality means. So I'm now going to delete quality ingredients, and I've started defining that by saying that the food is fresh. Now you might come up with other things. I'm going to leave it at fresh food for now. Well, another one might be that the food's in season. You may decide that that's important. It's up to you, but you're the one deciding what this quality measurable means. Another one could be that the temperature is correct. So temperature, good spelling. Okay, so hot food should be hot, cold food should be cold. That's another thing you'll want to check. The other might be the portion size. So making sure you're not got a huge plate with a tiny little main meal on it, that everything's meeting some sort of expectation. You might also check that the right meal is served according to the order or even to dietary requirements. So that's another way to check that the 3-course meal is going to be a quality one, that people get the meal they ordered or get the right meal in front of them. Another thing you might do is check the kitchen hygiene. So you want to make sure if you're going to have a quality 3-course dinner, you're not going to end up with food poisoning or anything nasty. You might go in and just check that just want to make sure that the kitchen's hygienic. And the last simple one might be that the chef's qualified. You may come up with more things. This is just off the top of my head, and would serve as a checklist to make sure that this 3-course dinner is going to be suitable. So now we go over to the quality control processes and how we're going to actually measure or monitor the quality. So for starters, you might decide to inspect the kitchen. So we can assume that this is at a certain venue, you've hired the venue and you just want to make sure everything's right. You might go into the kitchen, make sure it's, there's all stainless steel, everything's the way it should be. You might want to do a quick inspection. You might want to check the chef's qualifications. And there might be other sorts of qualifications or accreditations applicable. You might just be able to check those, that they've passed all their health audits or whatever. That might be a way to surpass some things as well. The other thing is you could go for a referral before you even book them, or very early after booking that particular venue and their meal. You might find out some other people that have used their restaurant facilities and find out, did they get food poisoning, what was the portion size like, were the meals tasty? That's another one we could measure over here. In fact, I might put that in. Might put taste over here, probably the most important one, and I missed it. So you might just get some referrals. That's another way you can gauge the quality. Perhaps after the event you could get feedback from staff who have eaten their meals, see if they're happy, and that way when the next event comes up you might have an idea whether you'll book that venue again, or if the feedback's very negative, the food was bland, it was poor portion size or whatever, you may never use that venue again. So essentially what we're doing with this quality management plan is trying to define exactly how we're going to measure and monitor the different quality aspects of our project. So if you have any questions on this, just ask your facilitator. Have an attempt in your portfolio assessment, and then your full quality plan, which should be somewhat detailed, should be in your project plan.